Hi there. In this video, I'll show you how to start using ClearPay before the new school term begins. Some of the schools that we've spoken to are ready and excited to start using ClearPay, but they think they have to wait until school actually resumes. This is absolutely not true, and in fact, starting early comes with some real benefits. There are three important reasons to start now. Number one, log past payments manually. If you've already collected fees from previous terms, you can report them in ClearPay. So this helps your team begin to understand your financial position early and get comfortable with the look and feel of ClearPay and its features. Number two, track outstanding balances. If some parents still owe you from previous terms, you can add these balances now. ClearPay will automatically include them in the next invoice sent to the parent, so nothing is forgotten. Number three, introduce ClearPay to your parents gradually. Once you start using ClearPay, parents would begin to receive text messages and email notifications. That way, when the new term begins and you send out batch invoices, they won't be surprised. They would already be familiar with messages from ClearPay. Let's get started and I'll show you how to do the first two steps inside ClearPay. To log past payments manually, first thing you need to do is to log on to ClearPay and navigate to the invoice page. So I'll click on the invoice page, and what you would want to do first is to generate the invoice that you would want to send out manually. So I'll click on automated and I will select a previous term, second term, and I will find the class that the child belongs to, and I would find the name of the child, and I can save this invoice as draft. Once the invoice is saved as draft, I can click on send. So that invoice goes out to the parents as sent, right? And automatically it already shows up as overdue. When I click on the invoice here, I have the option to record offline payment. So what I have to do here is click on the button and I can make a full payment or I can make a part payment. So in the case of a full payment, I'm happy I can make the 75,000 naira payment, or I can say part payment, and it actually gives you the option of the beneficiary or the child. In certain instances, you may have multiple children and you want to pay different amounts for each of them. You have the option to select that child. And then you can say, I want to pay 20,000 or something like that, or you can just say, I want to make a full payment. So let's go, for the sake of this demonstration, let's select full payment. And we want to select the payment method. Did they pay cash? Was it via bank transfer? And when was this payment made? Let's assume that it was made on Monday, and then you can save that. So automatically this invoice has been recorded as paid, and it's already sitting on it's already been factored into everything you're looking at. If I go back to this invoice, the status has now changed to paid without actually getting the parent to make a payment. You've been able to record their past payments, and that information now gets factored into this dashboard. As you can see, we didn't have anything on the second term for the dashboard. Now we do have an item here for 75k issued and 75k paid. So that's step one. So step two is if you would like to track outstanding balance. Let's assume that someone owes you from say first term, or let's assume that this person actually owes you from a previous term, right? Let's go ahead and just put a term here. Let me do a quick configuration of my academic sessions, and I will add first term. And I can say, when was first term? Let me go back to, I think that was September the 9th, and that ended December. This is just a test account, by the way. So let's say that ended December the 13th, and I can save that. So if I want to record previous term for this person, previous term outstanding, I can go in and I'll do the exact same thing, but this time I would not do automated. I will do manual. Click on manual, and I can find the actual customer, which is the parent. I can select their information again. I have only one parent here, and I can flip this back to that first term. So what we're saying is we want to record an invoice for first term for this particular parent. We're trying to record an outstanding amount. So I click on the drop down here and I click on add item. So let's say we're just going to call this outstanding. 'From 2024. Let's capture this as an example. We're going to put, let's say they owe us 75k for first time that they never paid, and I will save this, and I can save this invoice as well. As you can see, the amount is already been factored here. Yep, now they have an amount that's overdue. So when we go to the dashboard, we should have an unpaid invoice for the first term that we haven't received any payment on. So let's try and generate a future invoice for this person, and let's see how that works. So we're going to generate a third time invoice for this particular child, and as you can see, the outstanding is already here. It's waiting to be added to the new invoice that you sent. I'm going to click on Save as Draft, and I'm going to click on Send. So when I go back here, it says I have 150k that needs to be paid. 75 is outstanding from the previous term, or from first term. I can specify whatever term I need, and this is the amount that you actually owe me. So in a nutshell, this is how you can start to use ClearPay before the beginning of the term. I hope this has been useful.